Vietnam is approximately 330,000 square kilometers and is almost the size of Germany. Vietnam shares borders with China, Laos, Cambodia as you can see on the map. The S-shaped country has a north to south distance of 1,650 kilometers and is about 50 kilometers wide at the narrowest point. Vietnam experiences relatively wet weather from May to October. During this time, the country will experience tropical monsoon climate and relatively heavy rainfall. From November to April, the climate will become drier and cooler, especially in the mountainous areas. In Vietnam, the country landscape is mainly hills and densely forested mountains. About 20% of the country is level ground, 40% is mountainous terrain, and the remaining 40% consists of hills. In the northern highlands of Vietnam lies many of the country's tallest mountains. There are many natural waterfalls and caves that boast a spectacular view from the peaks of the mountains.
In a typical Vietnamese family, the immediate family consists of the husband, wife, unmarried children, and the husband's parents. Like in Chinese culture, the husband is seen as the head of the household. However, in Vietnamese context, the husband shares the responsibility and moral guidance of their children with his wife. The extended Vietnamese family consists of the relatives who share the same family name living in the same community. Ties with the extended family are generally very close, potentially extending to aunts and uncles taking an active interest in their nieces and nephews' care. As the Vietnamese proverb goes, if the father or mother lacks or fails, children are always taken care of by an aunt or uncle.
Vietnam has 54 different ethnics, each with their own traditional dance. Among the ethnic Vietnamese majority, there are several traditional dances performed widely at festivals and other special occasions. In the imperial court, they also developed over the centuries a series of complex court dances which require great skill. Some of the more widely known are the imperial lantern dance, fan dance, and bladder dance, amongst others. Water puppetry is a distinct Vietnamese art which had its origins in the 10th century. In water puppetry, split bamboo screens obscure puppets which stand in water and are manipulated using long poles hidden beneath the water. Epic storylines are played out with many different puppets, often using traditional scenes of Vietnamese life. The beauty of women dressed in áo dài always leaves a deep impression on foreign visitors to Vietnam. Girl students dressed in white long robes take to streets on the way to schools or back home, or gracefully sail on their bikes along the streets. Female secretaries in delicate pastels greet you at an office door, and older ladies in deep shades of purple, green or blue cut a striking pose at the restaurant dinner. The áo dài appears to flatter every figure. Take a peasant's common conical hat, add a touch of this and a little of that, and you will have the idea. Just a few simple arrangements added to the conical form are enough to give the Vietnamese leaf-covered hat unique features found nowhere else amongst Asia's various types of conical hats. Although the conical hat is no longer the city's women's everyday costume, it remains ever-present headwear in the countryside. And a young girl with her conical hat, quite charming in her full flat long dress, is a popular image of Vietnam and the Vietnamese people. Vietnamese cuisine subscribes to the same Chinese principles of yin and yang, the balance of opposites, but it takes on its own distinct personality through the use of local ingredients and indigenous spices. As in China, you will find a balance of 5 flavors: sweetness, sourness, saltiness, hotness and bitterness, cooked in soups, rice, noodle dishes and stir-fries. But in Vietnam, their dishes will be laced with limes and lemongrass, light and pungent fish sauce, or wrapped in delicate lettuce leaves with fresh feathery herbs. Neighboring Southeast Asian countries also use the same indigenous flavorings, but somehow they never quite hit the unique union of technique and taste that appears in Vietnamese cuisine.